So how do you hire? This is a fun section. I love talking about hiring. My hiring process is awesome. It has literally saved me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and days of my life have been regained. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do it, exactly how we teach it. And this is something that I have not taught from a stage ever. This has only been reserved for our private clients. I'm going to show you exactly how we do this, okay? So we're going to walk through it. Now, take a lot of notes, and I'll explain all of this as we move through. It's a lot of things to keep track of, but you'll get it as we move through. So here's what we do. Here are the best hiring practices. Number one, hire slowly. Too many people have the rapid hiring plan. They get busy and they go, oh crap, I need an assistant, I need an agent, I need whatever, and they're like, here, quick, fog up the mirror. That was kind of weak, but okay. At least there's a little fog. You're on the team, right? And they get them on the team, and then they wonder why that person sucks. If you hire fast, you're hiring problems and headaches and costly mistakes. Hiring fast is the worst thing you could do for your business. Never, ever hire fast. Every time I have violated this in my business, and I've violated that principle. Every time our clients have violated that principle, you know what we all do? We end up firing the person that we hired fast. Every single time. Every single time, and Laura Roth knows this because we were talking about this not too long ago, right? Benny, we talked about this. It happens every single time. You hire fast, and you're like, crap, this person is an idiot. Yes, they passed the breath test, but that's about it. There's nothing else going on upstairs, right? So you got to hire slowly. Second thing is this: conduct multiple rounds of interviews. One round of interview is not enough. Everybody can bring their A game once. Bringing their A game multiple times, a lot harder. A lot harder. We do at least 3 rounds of interview for everybody. 3 rounds of interviews for every single person we bring on the team. Oftentimes 4 or even 5 rounds of interviews. And believe me, I've been in positions where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need people like 2 weeks ago. I don't have a month to go through this process, but you know what? I force myself to do it. I force our team to do it. And every time we go through the process, we do multiple rounds of interviews. We weed out people. I was just hiring some coaches a month ago. We were hiring new coaches, and some people passed the first round of interviews. I was like, man, I really like this person. There was one guy in particular. I really, really liked the guy. I thought he was great. I was like, man, I think he's going to be on the short list. So he gets past the first round of interviews, and then I start following him on Facebook, and I always cyber stalk everybody. Cyber stalk everybody. Because look, our coaches need to be positive, motivational people. And so I start following him on Facebook, and the dude just bitches and moans all day on Facebook. It's like, my lender did this, my buyer's agent, and everybody's got a problem except him. Have you ever noticed that people who complain, it's everybody else's fault? And all he did is this. And I was like, hey, you're out, you're done. And he goes, why? I'm like, because you're negative. You're like a cloud of piss poor attitude. Why do I want you anywhere near my team or my office? He brought his A game on the first interview, and if I had just hired off of the first interview, I would have had to fire him by now, and we would have had issues with clients. That's not the way you want to do it. Remember, everybody you hire is representing you and your brand. You better conduct multiple rounds of interviews. Number 3, leverage what I call the 15-minute interview. The 15-minute interview. I'm going to teach you this tactic, this strategy. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to skip past it now. We'll come back to it here in just a second. But the 15-minute interview is the best tool I could ever teach you. And it is so fun. It is the most fun you will ever have interviewing anybody. And you're going to absolutely love it. Number 4, when possible, meet the significant other. People go, wait, am I interviewing the spouse? Heck yes. Why? Because if they're married to crazy, you know what's going to show up in your office? Drama. Drama. You ever have those people who walk in? How many of you have ever hired somebody on your team, be honest, and all they did every time they walked in, they're like, my husband's an a-hole. My wife's and all they do is they just complain. They bring the drama into the office. If they're married to crazy, get ready for crazy in the office. And so if you can meet their spouse, and look, it's fun. It's fun, and if the spouse doesn't agree to it, you do not hire the person. No joke. Because if they can't pick a spouse, they can't pick a client. If they're bad at picking spouses, they're going to be terrible at working with your clients. Absolutely awful. How many have ever walked into an open house with a realtor who all they did is complain? Probably have a crappy spouse. Just going to throw that out there. Because they're having to put up with them too, and they don't like them. Right? So if you don't like the spouse, don't bring them into your office. Number 5 is this: fire quickly. Every now and then, crazy's going to slip through the cracks. It'll happen. Every now and then, crazy's going to get through. And when crazy gets through, escort crazy out the door as fast as possible. See, but doing multiple rounds, it's going to be hard for crazy to get through the cracks. Do you see how that filters down people? Multiple rounds, multiple conversations start to filter people down. But if you get them in there, get them out of there as fast as possible, because they are a cancer in your organization, a cancer on your team. If your culture sucks, it's one of two persons' problems: you or it's everybody else on the team. And they need to go or you need to go. Some of you need to fire yourself. It's true. Right? So we've got to figure out, get the cancer out of the organization.